When we entered the compound, the soldiers came out and said all the women should leave. Then I stayed there a little bit and I kept on standing there. One soldier came to me and asked me, "What are you doing here?" I told him that, well, it was me who came here with some papers, and the president took those papers from me, so I am waiting, maybe he might call me. He told me to leave the compound, let me go out of the compound and go and sit somewhere outside in the village. When I left the first gate and I came into the outer compound, those soldiers there also told me to go out of the main compound and go and sit somewhere inside the village. This is the time I came back to that same baobab tree where I used to sit down.
Mr. Barry, did you recognize any of these soldiers?
Mr. Barry,
At that moment, I cannot recognize anybody.
Did you know their names?
No.
No, I don't know their names. The people who first came to me and told me to leave the area, I don't know their names.
Do you know the distance between the baobab tree where you were sleeping and the president's house in Kanilai?
Twice almost. It will be twice the distance from here to the main road.
Okay, so what happened when you went back there?
I was sitting there until it was around the 7 o'clock prayers. Then I got up and performed the prayers. I performed the last evening prayers there also. I sat down there, then one man came on a rider. He came up to the point of passing me, he stood and came nearer to me. When that rider stopped there, a vehicle came there, a black Pajero, which came and stood in front. 2 soldiers alighted from that vehicle. The man on the rider also stayed on his rider. One of the soldiers, the 2 soldiers who alighted from the vehicle, one of them came to me and asked me, "Where are you from?" I looked at him and I recognized him. He's somebody who they called O2 Kamara.
Where did you, sorry Mr. Barry, where did you recognize O2 Kamara from?
O2 Kamara, Hondo Anditu Damo.
Jamano ko watno ton 1 month on timo fi ude pay ko yimbe no damo O2 Kamara ko dum wadi mi andimo.
During my previous visit, when I spent almost 1 month there, whenever he's passing by, the children used to call his name O2 Kamara, O2 Kamara. This is how I came to know his name.
Do you know his first name?
No,
No, I don't know his name, but this is how I know about, this is what I know about him. You call him O2 Kamara.
Please proceed.
The second person that this O2 Kamara came with also is something Kujabi. It was Kujabi who questioned me and asked me, "What brought you to Kanilai?"
We even do go letter go State House, lawyer
I told them I am here for a mission. My lawyers and other departments wrote a lot of letters to the government or to the head of state. And up to now, no response. So this is why I decided to come here.
When you ɓe otu camara wilan ko honɗum waɗi mi ɗetti kaydi mi jonnani président maɓɓe.
That's the time when Otu Kamara asked me, why should I bring a paper and give it to their president?
Mindari mo minimo ko président ma antun ka ko président me info.
I asked him, is it your president, only you, or he is our president, all of us?
Yes, you are right, ko président me.
Then he said, okay, you are right. It is our president, all of us.
Jabin mo or wilan ane an kaydi ko jono da kon président andari kaydi ndi moƴƴa.
Then that's the time when Kujabi asked me, the paper you gave to the president, did you look at that paper properly?
Minimo yes kaydi ko mi joni mo kon la andi ko kaydi an.
I said to him, yes. The paper I gave him is a paper that I know, and I know what's on it.
Wilan newspaper yaltuɗo on wosi min dari headlines of newspaper on.
He asked me, this newspaper, did you look at the headlines properly?
Minimo mindarali haysi mindari ekonomiyal kun wonton.
I said to him, well, if I looked, I didn't see anything. But what is there? What is about the headlines?
Wilan headlines of newspaper on or President Jammeh Lawyer Dabo no binde mo letter wondemat is the worst president who traveled more than all presidents in Africa.
He told me that there is a letterhead which says, written by Wida Kombo Windimo Lawyer Dabo.
Kujabi landila wo headlines of newspaper on wondemat be windi headlines ton President Jammeh is the worst president who is traveling more than all presidents in Africa.
He told me that Kujabi told me that the headline, one of the lines on the newspaper reads that President Jammeh is one of the worst presidents in Africa.
Traveling more than all presidents.
Traveling more than most of the presidents in Africa.
Traveling.
Who normally travels in most of the
Who normally travels more than all presidents in Africa. I looked at him and I said to him, you. I said to him, you are Kujabi and also Otu Kamara. Yaya Jammeh. Lawyer Dabo.
Ming Abdoulie Bari.
And myself, Abdoulie Bari. All of us has a right to go to the newspapers and write whatever we want to write. I told them that my purpose of what is written on this newspaper my photo is on this newspaper and my story is also on the newspaper.
Mr. Barry, just to be clear, this other news paper article or headline which said that President Jammeh was the worst president in Africa and he travels more than any other president in Africa, had nothing to do with your own article. It was a separate article covered by the newspaper.
Mr. Barry, laɓɓinen ɗo pour koko ɓe tumi kon ɓoyima kon ɗo wigol wondema oɗo newspaper horanen ko windi ɗo ko ɗum woni ɓe Yaya Jammeh ko kanko woni lanɗo mo andandama wondema Afrique ɗo fof kanko woni lanɗo ma ko lanɗo bonɗo te ko lanɗo kanko woni lanɗo mo andanda kanko ɓurata hoɗoyade leyɗe Afrique leyɗele ɗen fof yeesoji ɗin ɗum ɗon no serdi kañum anko wonɗa kon ƴantude ɗum woni anko winde kon e newspaper ma o ndawana gonga.
Yeah, ko noon yaari because min komi inde mo ɗon.
Yeah, that's how it went. There are two separate things. And what I told them was...
Mr. Barry, so their opposition to you giving him the newspaper was the fact that there was another article, which you had nothing to do with, by the way, which painted the president in a bad light. And obviously, he may have read it or seen it when you presented him with the newspaper.
Mr. Barry, an a joni mo newspaper mo andandama wondema ɓe wi wondema ɗon ko windi ton gonko ɗum woni wondema ɓe haali ɗon konnguli ɗi andandama ko konnguli wona konnguli labaɗi e président o joni kamɓe ko ɗimɓe woni tegude e hoorema ɓe darani an ko wonɗa kon ƴantude e junngo makko ndako noon
kono mi waɗi mi jaabimo minemo ɗum wona personal affairs min affairs an on ko ka lettre an on woni ɗon lettre natal an on ko ɗum addilal ngal.
I told them that other item is not, I have nothing to do with it. That's not my affair. What I am here for is the article where my photo is and my story is written there. That's why I am here.
So William, okay. Okay, William Johnny, yell to Kaniline.
He said to me, okay, but you have to leave Kanilai.
Handicap.
I looked at him and I told him that I am a handicapped person. I told him there is no vehicle here and it is night time now. How can I go?
Sati otu kamara welang o juniland do ha 6 o'clock yo mi geru mi yalta Kaniline immediately.
That's the time when Otu Kamara told me, I am giving you up to 6 o'clock. You have to leave Kanilai.
6 a.m. or 6 p.m.?
So I will 6. What do you do? Bimbi onda ko kiki.
Andi ko jama mi woni joni ko subaka bimbi o wi si bi weti subaka e demasi subaka mi yaltu mi ha.
It was at night when this was taking place. Then what he meant was that 6 o'clock in the morning, I have to leave Kanilai.
Can you tell us the demeanor? Can you tell us the demeanor of these soldiers who approached you? Were they courteous or did they appear in any manner?
Be military be arama be tavima. Dai da waye men holla halande ma be konno be birema konno be yirum be hewtire manda ko yimbe be andana wanda ko be nyaaduno be manda ko be jippino hoore mabbe.
Benga ka state ka galle makko tombe yuri be dido kala be jogi fetel.
They left, they came out of his compound, and all these soldiers were carrying guns. Even the man on the rider also had guns, had a pistol on him. So all of them were armed, and they came out of his compound.
Handicap, 6 o'clock,
when they told me that, when I informed them that I'm a handicap, they said, okay, now we are giving you up to 6 o'clock in the morning to leave Kanilai. So after they told me this, that's the time when they left.
And how did you feel at that point, knowing that you were no longer welcome in Kanilai and they had asked you to leave? How did you feel? Did you feel safe?
Joni on wattu don gila be yuma dum. Anko honno yiruda hoore ma anda asikkuno e hoore ma wonde ma hida dandi ka wonnoda don nde wonno be yima wonde ma ya yaltu Kanilai on wattu nanko honno yiruda hoore ma on wattu don da e sikke ma asikkuno wonde ma hida dandi ka wonda don
donc komi wonno yide horan ko sibe aranelam be wada ko be fala kambe andi mi don hillan jula rek la nafa rek mi nafi don ha mi nafi don ha on sa mi ronke.
Well, at that time, I didn't mind anything. I continued there. What I was doing was continue praying. I prayed there continuously up to any time. But all what I was doing was to pray to Allah and ask for His mercy.
Every 5 or 10, 15 minutes,
then what happened after that was that every 10 to 15 minutes, this Pajero will come and pass by, and that man on the rider will also come and pass by.
Hari mimbari mi anda cigarette Allah mi sodi package didi cigarette mi fi mi mita dun fatala.
At that time, I don't even smoke. I was not a smoker. But because of the frustration and how I felt, I decided to go and buy 2 packets of cigarettes and I started smoking. But even after that, I realized that the cigarette smoking didn't help me anyway.
Did you feel any fear at that point?
On what dong? On huluno?
Ilami andi horang libi banduang imanoki kono ko denyande libi bandandu no harino dari asika ma distu glass wadda horang hakke ko mi huli bandandu fop no dari ilandara nitu.
From the day I was born, the fear I had that day, I never had that kind of fear, because there came a time when even my whole body started feeling like if you pour cold water on me, ice cold water, if you pour that on a person, how he feels, that's how I felt. And all the hairs on my body started to stand on end.
Can you tell us why you felt that way?
You know why halandimbe ko dum taki bandu mondu wa iri wano.
Juni woni ha fayda wano around 1 or 2 a.m. jemmani yimbe dula ton ko mintu woni don hibe fejja wayla nduttude don be naba ko be wada ko be fala.
The fear in me was that, well, as far as I was sitting there until around 2 a.m., and this black Pajero was passing on and off, going different ways, passing me. And the man on the rider also was doing the same thing. So this is what put fear on me. And I became lonely. I didn't see anybody around. Nobody was around except me alone and these people, that vehicle and that rider were just passing by at all times. So this is what put the fear in me, because they could have done anything to me there.
Like what?
No, do ɗum e wayi hon ɗum ɓe wawima wadde ko kala e hon ɗum ni
ti jogii ɗo finkaji ari yeeso ma wi kon watta yeeso président makko yaltuɗo sa yaltali ko heɓma o kan waɗi.
When somebody with a gun comes and stands in front of you and asks you, what are you doing here near our president's compound, and tells you to leave the area as soon as possible, which was impossible at that time. Now, if these people continued passing around, anything can happen to you. They could have killed you and do anything to you, and you are powerless. There's nothing you can do about it.
And why do you feel, Mr. Barry, that they were capable of killing you?
Ɗum taki onon ɗum ari e miijo mon wigol wondema nanguɗo e hakkille ma wondema ɓe wawma warude.
You were in plain sight. You were under a tree in public. You were sleeping outside, basically. Why do you feel that they would have had that audacity to actually kill you?
Anko yasi wonnoɗa te ko na hiɗa woɗɗunoɓe seeɗa kawju wonnoɗa toon ko an tan wonno toon hiɗa joɗani toon hoorema ko ɗum taki heɓuna gon miijo wigol wondema e ɓe no wawma warude ɗo.
Min miijo am mi sikkude simi joni ɓe kaydi koyo noddam min ɗumanno kono wona yo jogiiɓe pinkare allan dolan ko honɗum addilan toon andi ko hulɓinayi o tidi.
Well, what I was thinking about was, I came with these papers to hand it over to the president so that he will be aware of my problem. But I didn't ever think that gunmen will come and confront me and even tell me to leave that area as quick as possible. So this was what made me afraid, because as far as the situation was, I was alone there. So this is why I had this fear in me that anything could have happened.
So did you eventually leave Kanilai?
Ndaka sakkitoron ɗum a yaltuno saare Kanilai nden.
Joni mi woni ɗon ha around mi nani jertogal no waɗa koro min daari time on time o go 6 ɓaɗike mi nani gele waɗa no ara ɓenna birkama.
That's where I was until in the early hours of the morning. I had the cock crow. Then immediately after that, I had one gele coming and they were saying birkama. Then I got up. When the vehicle came nearby, I stopped it and I went into the vehicle and said, okay, I'm going to Brikama. Then people also came on board and we went up to a village called Kamfenda. The vehicle stopped at the checkpoint there.
Military
The soldiers came around the vehicle, they were checking inside. One soldier came to the window and stood by the window where I was sitting. He looked at me and looked at me again and saw the crutches in my hands.
He's out.
That's the time when the man took his walkie-talkie. I heard him saying in the walkie-talkie that he is out. When the Gelegele vehicle moved away, I thanked Allah. Then I said to myself, thank Allah, I am away from this place. Then I came and alighted from the vehicle in Brikama.
Mr. Barry, what do you think they meant by he's out? The soldier said he's out when he was talking in his walkie-talkie after they searched the car and saw you.
Mr. Barry, mijoma sikuda ko hondum o firti e dum do wigol wondema he is out dum esikema mijoma ko hondum dum firti
mijo on way wasibe wadde communication wondema timi alti Kanilai few mi acci sare mabbe.
Well, what I was thinking about that was when I heard him say this, I thought that, well, they are talking about me, saying that I have left Kanilai as far as in the previous evening they told me to leave the place.
So you believed that they were monitoring your movements?
awa hino wayni an ko gomɗa kon ko ɗum woni wondema an hari ɓe dartidade fiima
ɓen ɗon ila jemma ko waɗa no patro ndar golla ko min tumborno wadde monitor no haa ɓe andi mi yalti joni.
Well, what I thought about that was, I thought that they were monitoring me. By the time, when I was there in the evening, that Pajero vehicle was passing by and the rider passing by continuously. I thought that they were monitoring me. So this is why, when I heard that man talking in the walkie-talkie saying that he is out, then it dawned on me that, well, really, these people were monitoring me. This is why he is saying to them that he is out.
And how did you feel at that point, being inside this vehicle and soldiers were searching for you, and you felt like you were under surveillance? How did you feel?
on jamanu gilandema moto mo on ari hewti ha on checkpoint ɗon militaire ɓe ari ɓe hurli moto on hiɓe dartindo moto on an hiɗa kan moto militaire jo goɗɗo ardi ka hedde ka palantere ka jooɗiɗa ɗon o yurni nder ton o yi an leɗɗe ɗe yarata ɗen o wi o haali ɗi konnguli an honno ɗum wayi e ma kadire moto ɗon an gila wonnoɗa ɗon ko honno ɗum wa'uno e ma
on la miijo e allah wallilam mi daɗi e ɓe alhamdulillah joni mi yiya ɓe nguranden.
What went into my mind at that time was that I thanked Allah, first of all. Then I said, now, at least as far as I am out of that place, I will be able to see my family and my family will be able to see me. I thank Allah for that. Because even the apprentice of the vehicle was asking for fares, but I was even unable to hear him because of what was going in my mind at that moment. This was the time when the driver of the vehicle brought down his window glass. He looked inside the mirror, the back view mirror, and saw me. Then that driver recognized me, and he told the apprentice that, don't ask fare from that man. I knew him before. He was also a driver. I came to Brikama and I alighted from the vehicle. I was walking by the roadside when one vehicle coming from Soma found me there. The man who was driving that vehicle was one time my apprentice. In fact, I taught him how to drive. But the moment the man saw me, he alighted from the vehicle, he sat down on the ground and started crying.
So,
that's where he dropped his passengers. Then he took me up on board his vehicle.
Why do you think he behaved in that manner? Why was he crying when he saw you?
Mi joma sikkema kon ɗum waɗi sikkuɗa on apprentice joma mo andana o yi uma himo immori jara soma leydi jara soma o yi uma tan o ƴommini o wulli e hoorema sikkuɗa ko honɗum waɗi ɗum
andi si aɗen andima ko wonnoɗa hiɗa darori e ɓandu ma e physical no wonirnoɗa ha a heeɓi joni probléme a wawana hoorema o yima yurmene nde natti e makko o fuɗɗi wullude.
I think the man felt pity for me because that man knew me when I was teaching him how to drive. He knew how I was strong. He saw how I was taking care of myself and my family. He knew what I was capable of, and I taught him how to drive. I was quite okay at that time. But if that same man comes and see me looked at me as somebody powerless, a handicap, he looked at me and saw my condition. I think that sadness, that was what made him sit down on the ground and cry. That man took me all the way to where I have my house in London Corner.
Almost $3,000.
That man bought a bag of potatoes, onions, a drum of oil, and gave almost $3,000 to my wife.
So yahi o ari o adana lan kembo o ndara lan mo humpala o walla lan moƴƴanan kumpay kon dal.
And up to this very moment, That man has been helping me. Whenever he goes to Soma and comes back, he will buy charcoal for me. And apart from that, he will buy some other things for me and bring it for me and my family. And he will also give money to my wife.
How's your trip? Mini trip home, mini Kanilai.
Then when I arrived at home, my wife asked me, how was your trip? I asked her, what trip? She said, your trip to Kanilai.
Minute Bengwang.
And then I said to my wife,
Hanking Jamma Anyaka no more mad.
I told her it's just by sheer luck that you didn't lose your husband.
We heard nobody.
She said, what happened?
Mini mi president on mi juni mo kaidi o jabi kaidi jude am joni jamaji din fof jogi be pinkabe no ara hore am.
I told her I went to Kanilai. I was able to see the president. I gave him my papers. But after that, throughout the night, where I was sitting outside, gunmen were just passing by me every few minutes. And she said to me, Barry. I said, yes. She told me, forget about these people before you will lose your life. I said, okay. I spent the night there. The following day was Monday in the morning. I woke up.
Mr. Barry, before we proceed, I just wanted to go back on your visit to Kanilai. You had visited the president there. I believe it was in 2004, because you said it was the 10-year anniversary of his taking over the country. Is that correct?
O yaheng bawo ɗum woni gilanda wa yahnuɗa Kanilai pour waɗugol feere ndara sa wawa yiide président o sikki ɗum ko 10-year anniversary Yaya Jammeh ɗum hawrondirno Kanilai o yahnuɗa ton o 2004.
Donc non yaade waɗi ton 1 month.
Yes, that was how it went. That was my first trip when I spent almost 1 month there.
Yes, Mr. Barry, before that, did you have any communication with the president?
Mr. Barry, gilande ma yahunɗa ɗon da iɗa famodira e président o
non fo miɗo yiyamo feƴƴa kono mi heɓata access ɓadagol mo.
No, during all the time, I just see him passing by, but I don't even get the chance to go closer to him. I had no access to him at all.
Did you write to the ex-president Yaya Jammeh before you went to Kanilai?
Yo yahude Kanilai kandira kasare Kanilai nda on windannomo letter.
Lan jogino kaydi ko mi windi on handwriting na hay typado dum lan jogino mo ka baga si mi yinomo ko on mi jonnaynoma si wono mo yuddude kono Allah wadi mi hebali access yiddugo makko ni kaydi dutti ka baga.
No, but what I had was a handwritten paper which I had in my bag, and my intention was to hand that handwritten paper to him if I was able to get near him. But I didn't have any access to him. I was unable to go near him. I was unable to pass that paper to him. It was in my bag.
Did you subsequently write to the president after your visit to Kanilai?
Da kasakitoron gilanda ma yawda Kanilai pour humpita gol mo ton nda windannomo letter kaydi.
Sakitoron ko mi yata ko mi nabori newspaper on mi winduno kaydi gol on ko ndin kaydi on newspaper be o jabi ka jungwa.
Well, the letter I wrote was with me. That was the letter which accompanied the newspaper, which were with me all the time when I reached Kanilai. These two documents were the documents I gave him, and these were the documents that he snatched from my hand.
Mr. Barry, we have a letter here that is actually typed out, signed by you, and it's dated 4th of August 2003.
Mr. Barry, o nini fewndo heɓe hemdi ɗon letter wonde goɗɗo mandandama wondema ko waɗo letter waɗaɗo type machine te letter on ko lewru August balɗe mum 4 2003 o windate ko an on signe mo.
In fact, it bears your name, but not your signature, if I may just clarify that.
Pour o fewna ɗo o wi ko inde mo wonton kono wona signature mo wonton o.
Ko ɗo mi windi mo mi naɓi mo State House ɓe waɗalla reply wona Kanilai mi naɓori oɗo ko State House Banjul.
That was the letter I took to the State House in Banjul, not to Kanilai. That letter, I personally took it to State House in Banjul.
And was that in 2003?
That ɗum ko hitande 2003.
Yes, that was in 2003.
And that was before you, as you said, it was before your visit to Kanilai.
ɗum ko ɗo on yahude Kanilai pour yawa ɗon pour humpitagol ndara so wawa yirude.
Yes, that's quite true.
And was it because you had no response to this letter? That's why you went to Kanilai?
nda ɗum sa yi on yeehi on heɓɓi e fewjorande pour yahugol Kanilai sabu kon heɓani jaabu e letter mo jonnanɗon mo on e ko ɗum dagi wiɗon jon ɗon pour yo yahu ndaron so yiyemo Kanilai.
Wa ko ɓen heɓali
jaabu e
jabande yimɓe ɓen fof windi heɓali jabande ko ɗum waɗi mi windi waɗa e newspaper mi yehi Kanilai.
Well, as far as wrote that letter and I had no reply for that letter, then this is why I wrote this other paper plus the newspaper item. These are the two letters I personally went to Kanilai with because I had no reply for the first letter which I sent.
Do you know whether you can identify this letter? Is that the letter you're referring to?
dako on letter woni ɗon ko on no wiide haalde kulle mum.
Yeah, o ko min winduno o.
Yes, this is the letter I wrote.
Naɓe mo State House Banjul.
I took it to
reply.
I took it to State House in Banjul and there was no reply.
Was it the same letter that you attempted to give to President Jammeh in Kanilai as well?
dako on letter goton e eɓɓuno ɗon pour jonnon kan e président o ɗum woni Yaya Jammeh Kanilai so on hewtino toon ko on woni on letter.
Letter mo mi winduno mi naɓi Kanilai e oɗo is almost the same fada ko fino mi heɓira lawol rek e makko si tawi ɓe waylan wallude ko ɗum waɗi mo wadde windugo rek fino ɓe no hewtira e makko.
Yes, I wrote another letter different from this one, but they were almost the same because I was just trying to get access to him so that I can hand over these documents to him.
Mr. Barry, have a look at this letter and tell us whether this was the letter you carried with you to Kanilai.
joni o letter mo woni arma arde jonnangol ma ɗo ndaari oɗo letter kadi dako o wonno letter mo andandama wondema ko o yaadu naɓornoɗa ko yahaynoɗa Kanilai pour yi'ugol waɗugol feere ndaara sa wawa yiidude e makko pour jonnama mo.
Can you tell us if that was the letter, or is it another letter that we don't have a copy of?
ndako o wonno letter on mo andandama wonno a yaadu ko yaadunoɗa e mum Kanilai ko yahaynoɗa Kanilai pour si a hewti e jonnama o si a heeɓi feere pour yiidugol e makko.
oɗo mi andita fi makko oɗo hariɗan yahayno headquarter of Banjul mi windi o mi waɗi o envelope fino yara ka State House kadi mo mi naɓuno on Kanilai mi sikkasilan jogino photocopy makko because mi waɗi mo type rek mi jogodimo e newspaper mi yademo.
Well, this is the letter which I wrote and took to the Banjul Police headquarters. But the letter I went with to Kanilai plus that newspaper item is different from this. Because the letter I wrote, which I took along to Kanilai with the newspaper item, is a letter which I wrote. There was no photocopy of that one. I just wrote it and took it along with me to Kanilai.
Okay. And did you hand it over to the president?
Letter on jonnomo lanɗo wonnoro ɗo
on o jaɓuno jungan ni e newspaper o.
That was the letter he snatched from my hand with the newspaper item.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, we would like to tender the letter into evidence as Exhibit 130. I believe it's K. It's correct.
That's 130K for both documents or just for one?
Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
130K
Yes.
for both documents or?
And L. K and L.
K and L. Oh,
Yes,
splendid.
please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Request granted.
Okay. Mr. Barry, kindly tell us what happened after you came back from Kanilai. You started telling us what happened the next day after you narrated the whole ordeal to your wife.
joni Mr. Barry joni continue haalano yimɓe gilandema artuɗon kanilla gila weeti on haalni yimɓe fuɗɗi ka sifanade yimɓe o sifani ɗon ɓeygu mum fof ko yaare kon ko ye feƴƴi kon ton joni aca ɗon wawi ƴettude ɗon haalano yimɓe ko honno
joni mi ari dimanche o mi waali weeti monde bimbi mi immi mi yahay komi joɗoto ɗon yimɓe okkala.
Well, I came back on a Sunday and I spent the night at home. The following day was a Monday. After talking to my wife in the morning, I decided to leave and go and sit down at the junction where I used to sit down.
Une do ha ko nange wulata moƴƴano ay on sati mi darali time dal fono hadi fana on no yonali.
I was sitting there until the sun became very hot, but it was before the 2 o'clock prayers.
O on to the police ajo go ari don wiete do tatin baji o ari yeso an ari o dari.
There was a policeman called Tatin Baji. He came up to the place where I was sitting. He stood in front of me.
Le kukanko wonno IG on.
At that time, he was the Inspector General or he was the IG.
Jipudi a bodyguard makko o wi ayi Abdoulie Bari minimo yes.
He alighted from the vehicle with his bodyguard and he asked me, "Are you the man called Abdoulie Bari?" Then I said yes.
We were President Jammeh no landi fima.
He told me, "President Jammeh is asking about you."
Minimo okay.
I said, "Okay."
We joni me yaw state Banjul headquarter.
Then he told me that now we are going to the Banjul headquarters.
Walli dan do ha mi jawi mi jodi ka moto makko bawo.
They helped me, then I climbed on board his vehicle behind and I sat down.
Ye min hewti headquarter men jippi be walli da mi jawi do.
When we arrived at the headquarters, the police headquarters in Banjul, they helped me. I alighted from the vehicle. They helped me again to climb up the stairs to the office upstairs.
William, ko president only limo what to find out honto mi woni.
He told me that it was the president who told me to find out where I was.
Mini tatimbaji ko no ande da honto mi woni o wi no winda ka kaydi ton ka letter an honto mi jotto mi toro minimo yes ko mi windi dum.
He told me, I asked him, well, how did you find me? He told me that, but if you remember, you wrote a letter where you wrote the place where you used to sit down the whole day. It is on your letter. This is how I came to find out, because the moment I read that on the letter, I decided to come to the place. This is how I found you out.
Imi o dari o wi joni mi hotu galle o yaha o yetto president Jammeh wonde mati kanko yi ilam joni mi aroy next Wednesday on Abalang State House.
Then after discussing with him, he told me, okay, now you can go home. You can come back next Wednesday. If you come, then I will take you to the president. But before then, I will go to him and tell him that I have seen you.
Mr. Barry, just to be clear, this was still in 2004, a day or so after your visit to Kanilai.
Yeah.
Go hitande 2004 nyalande andama do ya yahude num Kanilai.
Kono yari.
Yes, exactly.
Please proceed.
Joni o wilam mi aroy on Wednesday by mi aroy.
He told me to come back on a Wednesday. Then I went there on that Wednesday.
Yari ka office makko mi jodi o wilam.
I went to his office and I sat down. Then he told me.
Mi ari.
He told me to get near to him.
William, non fi o case ma wadi lan difficult because mi ala document comme holla president on honno accident ma yari.
He told me that your case brought a difficulty for me because I have no document which I have to show to the president so that he will know exactly what is your case and everything about your case. So this is why I found it very difficult to go along with your case.
Minimo haysa yila no mi woniri ni milam buri document anabila ni no buri ya wigo do document.
I told him even my appearance is a document because the way I look, my appearance, the way I am, if you take me to him when he himself sees me, that's a complete document about me.
We will join a problem.
He said that will create a problem for him.
Minimo sorry sir.
Then I said to him, then sorry sir.
Mini IG foko IG.
I said, an IG is an IG.
Mini jodi do ka julere.
I said, somebody who is sitting on the seat.
Minisa imike goddo jodike.
I said, if you get up and somebody else sits down,
The same IG.
it's the same IG.
Ini corruption ko do fuddori.
I told him this is where corruption starts.
Wida hono wida.
He asked me, what are you saying?
Inni mo corruption ko ka jullere ma do fuddi.
I said to him, corruption starts at the seat where you are sitting down.
Why?
He asked me why.
Inni mo kaydi janni ari do.
I told him I brought my papers here.
Dambele me noto de Jata Balde.
I told him I came here. A policeman called Dambele was aware, plus Jatabalde.
Juni Jeso deti kaydi jan maridi.
And we gave our documents to Jso. Jso took these documents from me.
Hide them.
I'm sorry, your document is missing.
When I returned back, Jso looked at me and told me that your documents are missing.
Ibunjai si bopam ondari na o wilan he kaydi jimadi no majji.
Ibunjai also came and told me that your papers got lost.
I think there's something wrong with the interpretation. Just repeat what you said, Mr. Barry.
Minimo corruption on ka julere do fuddori e makko.
I told him corruption starts with you here on this seat.
Mini ko mi arde Jata Balde do dena men joni Jeso kaydi jamen do waddi ka kobot.
I told him I came here previously and myself and Jatabalde, we gave our documents to Jso. He took them and put them inside a cupboard.
Joni Ibunjai yeka office makko ndare are o wilam Mr. Barry, I'm sorry, your document is missing.
On my order return, Ibunjai went into his office and came out and told me that your documents are missing. This is why I'm saying to you that corruption starts here on your chair.
And can you tell us who Ibunjai was at that point?
Ibunjai
IGP.
Ibunjai was also the IG at that point.
And it was Tatin Baji who replaced Ibunjai.
No, I need Tatin Baji kong lonti Ibunjai.
Wow, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
And just to remind our viewers, you had told us that Jso was the deputy IGP at that time when you had submitted your documents to the police.
Do andintineng yimbe wombe ndarude. Awi no do yimbe on dama ko Jso kankon hikkino yeso police abe no don IG on watu.
Yeah.
Yes.
OC Jata Balde was the OC at Birkama.
OC Jata Balde kanko OC Birkama wonno.
Yeah.
Yes. And Dambale was the investigating police officer of your case.
Dambale kanko wonno Banjulindin police station kanko wonno lijintinde case ma on.
Yes.
Jso woni deputy IG to Ibunjai.
Jso was the deputy IG when Ibunjai was IG.
Kudun on sa by Ibunjai wi don tatimbaji ari woni don.
That's the time. That's when Jso when Ibunjai left. It was Tatin Baji who replaced him.
So Baji ndari lang alako jabo lang o wilam.
Baji looked at me. He had nothing to tell me, and then he said,
"Aroi fabi jango what an other new statement kaidiji no haram wadi nabude ka President Jammeh."
Then Baji told me, you can come back the day after tomorrow. We will write out a new statement and we will take that to President Jammeh. I told him, you see, I am handicapped. Going and coming is really a problem for me, and my leg is giving me a very serious problem nowadays.
You know, it's telephone Makong or not the Banjulundin.
That's the time he raised up his telephone and called Banjulunding.
Not the Brikam Hari Onsati or not the Jatabalde Himowuri or Mayalitao.
And he also called Brikama. Jatabalde was alive. This was before he died.
Jatabalde said animo wonde mati ha dunko ni yari de ko memako yadi wonde mati di kaydi ji sita be sudi de be wallum be joni tamo.
That's the time when Jatabalde explained to him that really it was me and this man who came together to that office. If you can locate his papers, please take them out so that the case can go forward.
The commissioner commissioner of police
They called some commissioners of police who came. They came and wrote some papers. And they said they will take these papers to President Jammeh.
Do you remember who these commissioners of police were?
Mr.
Jen.
It was Mr. Jeng. And there was also one Fuller man, I forgot his name.
I forgot their name. So,
do you know what unit of the police they belong to?
Andi sengo police ngonko sengo hongo be imure police yo.
Ko commissioner what be yuri Brikama what be Serakunda got the Karaba police station.
They were all police commissioners, one from Brikama, one from Serakunda, one from the Kairaba police station.
Yari be judi be windi be benabaidum.
They came there and sat down, all of them, they wrote, and they said they will take these papers. They told me to go.
Ha mi ali reply mi nali telephone fus mi atti mi landimo o wi kanko nabi kaydiji ton no respond yet.
I was there for some time, still no response. Then I decided to go back to him to ask him. Then he told me, well, I'm also still waiting and still I haven't received any response.
How long was that? How long did you have to wait?
Pour habagol mo dum jetti mo watu jijelu habagol mo
nabila almost 3 weeks above Dal.
I waited for about 3 weeks and above. More than 3 weeks I was waiting.
Do you know whether, or can you remember whether the IGP Tatin Baji told you the purpose of sending these documents to Yaya Jammeh, or why Yaya Jammeh wanted to see them?
Nda sido why mandare Tatin Baji nda o hala non dalila ko honnu sababu taki o fala jonnande Yaya Jammeh di kaydi pour o yiyadi.
Because minko wilam because document ko wadi kon statement fi accident no yari be dundon wo majiribe joni ko wadu different statement hala ko kanko e commissioner be windi dundon together with myself hala ko dum be nabata Yaya Jammeh hollugol mo.
The information he gave me was that as far as my previous documents were said they were lost. So this is why he called these other commissioners who came and sat down with him. They said they were going to write something new which they will send to Yaya Jammeh. So this is why they called me and told me to sit down with them so that they can write these documents and they will send it to Yaya Jammeh. This is why I came there and sat down with them.
Did they tell you why Yaya Jammeh wanted to see the documents? What was he going to do anything for you?
Ndabe halan non ko hondum dalila sababu on dalila hondum tagi Yaya Jammeh fala yide di kayri nda wodi ko fala wadde.
Indo o wala la hay hunde ko witun sime moƴƴini dum don o nabata ka President Jammeh because o wilan ko President nil no mo yo lando fi am.
Well, he didn't.
Yilam joni ko dum wadi dali o moƴƴini di kaydi no nabira o hollamo joni ko kambe andi kondum be fala no wadude.
Well, the reason he called me was that he said President Jammeh informed him that he would like to know something about me. So this is why they called me to go there. I went, he called these commissioners, they wrote down these papers, and he said they were going to take these papers to President Jammeh. So this is the only information they told me.
So Jammeh just wanted to have or gather more information about you after you had visited him.
Amunda hino wa ini Yaya Jammeh ko fala no kafindirde kibar tan fima de wonno wonde ma o fami wonde ma ayahuno pour yugol sawaye mo yidude e makko.
Well, this is, I also thought what the reason was all about.
Did you personally hear from Yaya Jammeh apart from him sending Tatin Baji to you?
Na onon tigi on nanuno sengo Yaya Jammeh sengo makko hara ona si feƴƴi ko nuli kon Tatin Baji e mo.
Juni don mi nanali hande kadi ko si mi ari ka Tatin Baji am busy mi watamo yude mi jukki ha mi wadi give up dal.
Well, that's how everything ended. Because after that, if I come to Tatin Baji, in fact to see him was a problem for me. He will tell the guys that, tell him that I am busy, I cannot see him, I've been going up and down, until I became more frustrated, then I gave up everything.
On site national transport, Wadiland Safety Garage, Banjul ɗon mi jooɗo ɗon mi waɗa collect driver ɓe min senda kikiɗe heɓa komi waɗa dépense.
So that was the time the transport union brought me and made me a chef de garage at the Banjul garage. So when the drivers loaded and the amount they used to give to the garage, when we collect this money, in the evening, if I am going, they'll give me part of that money when I go home. That's what I used to give my wife as fish money.
So mi woniri noon toujours time to time mi winda letter. In 2014, mi windi letter to the president again.
So this is how I was living. Time to time, I will write a letter. But again, in 2014, I decided to write another letter again to the president.
Mr. Barry, you had told us that you wrote letters to Yahya Jammeh. You've presented 3 letters to us. One was written in 2009, August the 5th, and another one was written on the 21st of November 2012, and the last one you mentioned, that's the 30th June 2014.
Halani do yimbe wonda ma a winda no Yahya Jammeh lettaruji ɗanana ko lettaruji ɗuɗi lettaruji tati. Letter goɗɗon ko lewru August balɗe mum 5. Letter ɗimmo ko lewru August balɗe mum 21. Legal letter tammo ko lewru June balɗe mum 50. 2014.
Yeah, komi wonno windude to what go be remind ha jeni has mi wadi give up, but mi wada mo winda don hada be andi I'm just behind them still.
Well, yes, it's true. I wrote these letters just to remind them that I am still around, so that they might have an idea about me, or they might think about me or consider my case. This is why I kept on writing these letters, to remind them.
So, letter.
It's all right, Mr. Barry. I just wanted to present these documents to you so that you could identify them. And
donc hawri ko fala tan pour ɓe natina ɗi lettaruji kan re haala kono ɗo e ɗum ɓe yettinanta ɗi taw ndaaraɗi taw.
kindly confirm that these are the 3 letters you're referring to.
Ndare ɗi lettaruji ɗon ndar ko ɗi lettaruji tati wonɗon haalde fi mu jonni.
Ko min ɗo windi ɗiɗo fi tam wijjutu horan e maɓɓe. All the time mi winda ɓe mi waɗa ɓe send ton ɗen ha omo 2014.
Yes, these are letters that I wrote to remind them about my case, up to this last one which I wrote in the year 2014.
Thank you very much. And did you receive any response to any of these letters?
Ajarama kono non ɗi lettaruji tati fof ɗi winduɗa ɗo nda heɓuno jaabu e ɗi lettaruji daw wodi mo heɓuɗa jaabu e mum.
I got e mum e noddalla hay fuse muɗum, nothing.
They didn't reply any of these letters. Nothing came from them.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to tender the letters, but perhaps when you're ready, I will do so with the commissioners. Please go on, Mr. Barry, and just tell us what happened after that, after you were chef of the garage and we were giving you money to live on. You did not receive any response to any of these letters. From 2004 up to, I believe this is 2014 we're talking about. Is that correct?
Joni continue hala gelandama be yahu se be suuma be aduma chef de garage on ida ya ton da hen don buudi e jungo mabbe ton si jippike feccon be wawa hebude hen dépense ko jonnana be ngura maden ko jonna be ngura maden e de letter uji kadi di winduda den kadi ya hebano jaabu e majji ko honno dum yaade joni
ngondi chef de garage don wallugol be ngurande wallito horam ala ko mi wada ko dum tumbe mi wada dum don.
Well, as far as I have nothing else to do, I continued being the chef de garage at the garage there, and that money that I used to get when we share the money in the evening, that's what I was living on with my family.
And Mr. Barry, during this time, the driver, Dauda Sane, who caused your accident, had not been prosecuted by the police.
Joni hino waini ha on wattu ka wondon don. O Dauda Sane jomo andandama wona kanko gallinoma o oroma kanko waduma de bade o accident. Ha hande ka wonno don don o na meeda ka nabbe de suudu nyaaworde sakko o nyaawe
on o ndaɓaka toon ha hande komi arno ka makko toon fi yigommo o jaɓali police e soddari ɓe no dari yeeso amen lon tum fayda moni mo yide dal ha e 2015
I was unable, the man had never been taken to court. Nothing came out of it. The man has never done anything. That's why I made this effort to go and meet him personally. But when I went to see him, I was seeing him sitting down there. He was looking at me, but some soldiers came and stood between me and him, and they told me that I cannot see him.
And when was this?
Lunko watu wamba o hedung hebi.
Around 2012 dem na fa 2014 dem na si kergi.
I went there in 2012 and I returned there again in 2014.
And as you said, you also did not receive any compensation for your injuries.
Nde barmande de heɓuɗande fof e ɓanndu ma ɗum a meeɗa ka jonnede goɗɗum wiye wondema ko ya ko ɓuɓɓinira coggu guru ma ko ɓuɓɓinira ɓernde ma nde.
Ay hunde.
Up to this minute, nothing.
And you have told us that you sought the assistance of lawyer Badu Conte as well as lawyer Ida Drame.
A wi wondema ɗo yimɓe kadi a heɓuno ballal immorgal lawyer Badu Conte kañum e lawyer Ida Drame.
Did you ever make any attempts to file a civil suit against Dawda Sane, the driver?
Nda on heɓuno anni on pour saminagol Dawda Sane ka court.
Andi on sati dole den no serti kala ino do wada e don no gasa be hula fi hore mabbe dal to on don ko woni don ka nene oda no hulbini so hubbe jabata wadde walludelam.
In those days, those people were untouchables. Even Dawda Sane, where he used to go and sit down at the president's mother's residence, nobody dares to approach him there. This is why they stopped me and said I cannot see him. And apart from that, anybody whom I approach for them to help me, if I explain the matter to them and the people involved, they were all afraid to stand by me. They wouldn't even risk their heads to go and stand for me.
So it would be risky to file a civil suit against Dawda Sane because of the fear people had in the state.
Hino wa ini puru heɓugol anni o ma miijogol wigol no samino o Dawda Sane court ɗum wona ɗum ko andana ko wartagol dal pour wigol no saminoɓe sabu honɗo noɓe woɗi no doole ko ɓe jogino on jamanu.
Ko non yaari di.
Exactly. That's how it was. Everybody was thinking about his or her own head.
What happened after you sent the last letter to ex-president Yahya Jammeh in 2014?
Joni hitande 2014 kon ɗum waɗi gilandema jonnanɗa Yahya Jammeh o letter hitande nde ɓeyata 2014.
Wami windi letter on o yehi office of the president goɗɗo no toon wiyeteɗo Lamin Camara.
After sending this last letter to the office of the president, there was a soldier there called Lamin Camara who called me on telephone.
We can win your letter,
He asked me, "Are you the man who wrote this letter?" I said yes.
William Gassi Joni Kanko o jonnay letter on o waɗinanga ka tabal president Jammeh on site ko ɗum o William.
He told me, "Okay, it's all right now. I'll place this letter on President Jammeh's table so that he can see the letter."
2015
That's how it went on until 2015. I didn't hear anything. Then I wrote another letter again and I took it.
Debbo wonɗo State House ton. Office of the president.
There was a lady who said she was also working at the office of the president.
William minimum office of president we were PS2.
I asked her if really she was working at the office of the president. Then she told me that she was the permanent secretary number 2, PS number 2 at the president's office.
We no name.
I asked her name. She said no, she will not give me her name.
Okay.
I said okay.
We were letter
Then she asked me, your letter has reached us, it is in our hands, but what do you want us to do for you?
Mini be komi handicap.
I told them I am handicapped.
Ala hunde komi jogino ko muto an on obuni mi ala komi itoro aduna hande kadi.
I have nothing. I am penniless right now. The vehicle that I had, which was helping me to have a living, is now completely destroyed, and I have nothing else to live on. So this is the type. That's why I'm seeking help from you people.
Ini mo jija an hibbodan e musindanding on watala yobude.
I told them the blood that came from me, and my blood was spilled, and the suffering I went through, the damage that happened to my body, nobody can pay me that in money. So this is why I'm looking now for help.
Mini joni ko wawdon wadano golla won fuddito life.
I told them now, anything that you can help me to start a new life, that's all what I'm looking for.
We okay.
She said, okay.
Oh, I know that on site.
She said that they will call me later.
Wow.
I said, okay.
Ni don 2016.
I was there till 2016.
Okay, debon o noddi lankadi hari ndenyande ilang sumaya no badi.
So one day, just before the onset of the Ramadan, this same lady called me again.
William Mr. Barry good yalti fi made mini hondo.
She told me, Mr. Barry, something has come up about your case. I asked her, what was it?
We were jude boss mini boss ma humble.
She said, it is in the hands of my boss. And I asked her, who is your boss?
We ko big man on journey boss ma ko goddum.
She told me that the big man gave something to my boss for me.
Can you tell us who the big man was and who her boss was?
So we big man ko hombo non te ko hombo no boss mako kadi.
I milandi kam wi ko president Jammeh ti goddum joni goddo protocol jo mabbe hore jo mabbe on.
She told me, when I asked her, she told me that President Jammeh gave something to the head of the protocol, the protocols that were working for the president, but it was given to the head of the protocol at that time.
Do you remember the name of the head of protocol?
Da ida o ay mandita de yeso protocol on jamanu.
Debbo ay hore makko jonnalla inde o jonnalla hay goto inde.
The lady refused to give me any name. She refused to give me even her own name.
And just in relation to the facts that you were narrating about, what you had said to Yaya Jammeh in your letters, I would just like to highlight these.
O wi ko sababu ni ko wonda kon haalde do pour lettaruji di windanda din Yaya Jammeh e sababu dum don e dow dum don hoore di lettaruji o fala wari ko fala ma jangande do.
And before I do so, Mr. Chairman, I would like to tender the letters into evidence. The letter dated the 5th day of August 2009 as Exhibit 130M. And I would like to just quote a few paragraphs of the letter before I move into exhibit the next one. The witness says, my life has been shattered by this tragic incident, and I still find it difficult to pick up the pieces. I now live from hand to mouth, and I totally depend on charity to keep my family. And the next letter is dated the 21st of November, 2012, and I would like to apply that it is exhibited as 130N. It says in that letter, I seriously need rehabilitation, but all my steps towards this end have come to naught. I have sought the intervention of the Army, the police, the Office of the Ombudsman, African Center for Democracy and Human Rights Studies. The next one is the letter dated. I will just go back to the previous letter, Mr. Chairman. It also states that I have children that should be going to school now, but because of lack of financial assistance, I cannot afford their school fees. Your Excellency, I am appealing to you to consider my situation and help me to help my children towards their brighter future. I really need help to take them back to school. Sir, considering your fairness and empathy you have towards humanity, I would be very much grateful if you can help me with something that can enable me to start up a new life. The details of my processing during my tragedy period are enclosed in the letter. And the last letter is the one dated the 30th of June, 2014. and I apply that it is standard as Exhibit 1300.
All requests are granted, Counsel.
And you made all of these pleas to President Yahya Jammeh, and you got a phone call, from somebody saying, oh, he has something for you. So you went there, I'm sure, expecting something positive, but please tell us what happened.
wi awindi ɗi lettaruji fof toragol konnguli ma ɗi waɗɗa toon ɗin ko ɗon en toragol mo no yaafuye no toromo no alhaala no wonirɗa ɗon ko ɗum woni a ala ɓe guura ma nden sukaɓe ma ɓe yaha e l'école te dépense kadi ko kara han heɓirta ɗum woni ko heɓata ko ɗum wuruɗa e de coggu dépense joni goɗɗo kadi ar noddugol ma e noddudoma e téléphone kadi o jonnuma jikke joni ɗen jikke ko honno ɗum ɗo yaari gila o nodduma o wima wondema ida heɓi meɗen heɓanma ɗo goɗɗum ko honɗum hikki e ɗum ɗon
woni ɗon mi ñande go subaka debbo goɗɗo noddilam Banjulun ndin.
Well, I was there after all this. Then one morning, a lady called me from Banjulunding.
Said, Manyo, ñawal léegi ni Banjulunding.
Then she told me, come immediately to Banjulunding. I asked her, who are you?
Are you Mr. Barry? Yes.
That's the time when it looked like that he snatched the telephone from the hand of the lady and asked me, are you Mr. Barry? I said yes. And he said in a harsh voice, come right now to Banjulunding. What I was thinking was that as far as the accident took place around that area and it was the Banjulunding police who took care of the case initially, I thought that they've brought something for me there which I should go and collect. So I went there with that expectation. Then I told my wife, I am now going to Banjulunding.
Okay, Barry.
She said, okay, Barry. She told me, take some water and pray to Allah and make that water charity before you leave and go. I did the same thing. After taking out that water for charity, I decided to go. When I arrived at the place, I found a lot of people standing there. Some were in uniform, others were not in uniform. They took me into a room and they left me there alone, sitting down there.
Do you know where these people were from?
Definitely,
Definitely, I don't know any of these people.
And was this at the Banjulunding or Yundum police station?
Ko Banjulunding ko Yundum police station hebino.
Hanga police station got woni Yundum omo Banjulunding. Ko ɗon Banjulunding police station by Yundum. Joni ɓe naɓilan o room ɗon milan jooɗi ɓoyali officer ɓe hewɓe naati.
It was at the Banjulunding police station. There is another police station at Yundum, but it started at the Banjulunding police station, where they took me into this room. I was sitting down there until a little bit later, some officers came inside.
Protocol be did nati because protocol be uniform mabbe sa yibe to anda be ko protocol be.
When these police officers came in there, a little bit later, 2 officers came in who were protocol officers. Because if you look at their uniform, you will understand that these people are protocol officers because their uniform is different from the uniform of the policemen.
Abdoulie Barry, mini benam.
They called me and said, Abdoulie Barry? Then I said, yes.
Yes, Anani.
And they told me, whatever we tell you, just say yes. I said, There was one CID officer there. I don't know his name. They just said to him, Commander.
You don't open your mouth. I say single word.
And that was the time when this man told me, don't open your mouth here to say a single word.
Was he a police officer, this man?
Yeah.
On gorko ko police ajo.
Police ajo no misikide.
Yes, I think he's a police officer because they call him commander.
Yeah. Ma wadi wadali duma uniform called civilian clothes or wadi.
He was not in uniform. He was wearing civilian clothes.
Yaltini kaydiji be landi la honno kison fuddori honno yari ko way ko hon wadi mi windani president on letter this and this fo be landi lam question ji hewdi be winda.
That's the time when they took out a lot of papers. Then they asked me about the accident, how it happened. I narrated everything to them again, and they were writing down as I was talking.
So got protocol in your whatever calm down ta o hulu.
Then one of the protocol officers said, no, take him, let try and calm him down so that he will not be afraid. Then I asked them, where is my wife? They asked me, where is my wife? I told them, she's at home.
In 2 days,
Then they told me, now you can go home. In 2 days' time, come here with your wife.
In 2 days,
2 days later, I returned back with my wife, but when we arrived, they took my wife and took her to another place. They asked her many questions in there, and I'm sure she was crying, because when she came out, her eyes were red. They told us to go home.
The next day,
and they said I should return back the next day. That was the day when I saw the driver, Dauda Sane himself. Then that day he came with one protocol plus 2 other officers who were military men.
Dauda Sane
and in my presence, they asked Dauda Sane, what happened between you and this man? And what Dauda Sane replied to them was, truly speaking truly to Allah, it was me who knocked his car. Then they told Dauda Sane to go out and stay outside. Then after that, they wrote some papers and told me, now it's okay, but you come back here on Monday. And it was on the 2nd day of the Ramadan. That day I was keeping fast.
And you were going up and down from your house to Banjunding police station. Did you know what this was all about, or did they tell you what was happening?
Joni hino wa ini nini joni da wada yaha ara hakkunde ka sudu ma e Banjunding police station. Ndabe hala no ma ko hondu kambe woni hondu woni e mabbe ko hondu be faala.
Hadi on satimi andal ko hondu be faala e kambe o hore mabbe fota on.
At that time, I didn't know anything that they want. I didn't even know what they were trying to work out. I didn't know anything about their intentions.
Did you think that perhaps they were trying to prosecute Dauda Sane, the driver?
Da emijom on sikkuno wondema Dauda Sane ko be faala ko duwoni pour nabugol mo suudu nyaawore ndabe so be nyaawom.
Dauda Sane ko be landi mo tun ko wilan ko wi ko yes ko min tampi odo ko don tun o hatti be ne o yawka yasi o yehi ton.
Well, in my presence, when they asked Dauda Sane, he said, yes, true to Allah, it was me who knocked this man and his car. Then that is the time they told him to go out and stand outside.
On Monday.
Well, when after living there with my wife, they told me to come back on Monday. I woke up in the morning again on that Monday, and I told my wife, I am going back to that place again. Then my wife told me, Barry, I don't trust these people. I also told her, even myself, I don't trust them. I said, but anyway, let's leave everything with Allah. I will just go and see what's going to happen.
And why did you have this feeling of untrust? Why did you not trust them?
ko starting ko commander oya winni wol asun to mi udutu hundukan one duma mi wola ko do mi andi be ko goddum be miji.
It was when that commander's officer who was in Mufti, when he told me that let me not open my mouth and speak a single word. From that minute, I didn't trust them, and I knew that these people might be working on something else.
Joni benne o me yaru Brikama kadi.
And they said we should go back to Brikama again.
Be wadi lang e pajiro military be dido no jodi bawo goddo no jodi yeso police aji go.
Well, that's the time they put me on board a Pajero. 2 soldiers sat behind me, 1 sat in front of me, and that's how we traveled to Brikama.
Mi hoti benne wo joni mi high court.
When we reached Brikama, that's the time they told me that I was going to stand trial. I was going to be taken to court.
Minni mi e hombo mi e Dawda Sane ka mi e hombo.
I asked them, is it me and Dawda Sane or me and who?
Benne wo you ita wadi accused state on.
They said it was you. You are going to court because you have accused the state.
Minni be ah?
I said, ah?
Minni okay.
I said, okay.
And when did they tell you this? Where did they tell you this information?
Come hoti Brikama fondo ka police station.
It was when we reached Brikama, near the police station, when they told me that I have accused the state and I'm going to court. They are taking me to court.
At that point, did they present you with any written charges or any document?
Nda on wattu non be jonnono kaydi ndi andana ko windade hollirgol wondema ko dum do be tumuma.
Be jippini lam be nabilan kan der police station tom.
I was not given no paper. They just told me to alight from the vehicle. They helped me to calm down the vehicle and they took me into the police station.
Diti jude andem be wadi hore kaydiji be wadi by force stamp be majjidi about 8 papers.
They brought around 8 papers and they forcefully held my hand and pressed it on those papers to stamp my finger on them. After all that, they told me, now you are going to court.
And these documents that you were forced to tamper, did they tell you what it contained?
E kaydiji di be forsuma pour ya tampu ndabbe halano ko ndum disawi ko ndum woni windi majji.
Ko be nilam ko false information mi jonni the state ko dum wadi be nabde lan court.
What they told me there was that I supplied false information, and this is why they are taking me to court.
Were you able to read what the documents contained? Are you literate?
Nda onon tigi hoore mon on wawono jangande hoore mon andon ko faamon ko hondum winda e nin kaydi.
Anyway, me wadali read kaydiji din dal because I cannot read.
Anyway, I didn't read those papers because I am somebody who is not literate. So this is why I was unable to read anything on those papers.
So when you were being forced to tamper those documents, you had no idea what they contained?
Awa hino wa ini gilalno be force yon pour yon tampu din kaydiji on andano ko hondum woni din kaydiji.
Mi andal ko hondum woni fi din kaydiji hako be ni lam ya high court.
I didn't know anything that was written on those papers until after they forcefully made me thumbprint these documents. After all that, that's the time they told me that they are going to take me to court.
And what happened when they took you to court?
Yenda be hewti nga suudu nyaawirdu ko hondu wadi.
Mi fokiti mi ari ka bawo moto mi diti mobile on mi dial be ngo mi nodde mo minimo ha be nabde lam Brikama court o wi hondo.
After all this, I came out behind the vehicle. I took my mobile and I called my wife. I told her finally these people has informed me that they are going to take me to court in Brikama.
And how did she react?
Bengu mo ngila nadudam mo ko honno kanko iri dum.
Adi pa ko ang jiunku yai ka school abla yahi kapenta Omar kanka do yai ka school jonnon be nga acci defu gongolo dugo ari Brikama.
At that time, my daughter had gone to school and the little one also had started going to school at the time. And my eldest son, as far as he was doing a carpentry job, he had already left to continue his carpentry job. My wife stopped cooking immediately, and she rushed to the police station in Brikama to come and see me.
How did your wife feel after everything that you had been through?
Joni bengu mo. Girandama.
Sorry, Mr. Interpreter, can you just allow me to finish?
Go on.
How did she feel after all of your suffering, knowing what you went through, and you have already spoken about how she supported you through the entire ordeal? How did she feel that you were being prosecuted?
Joni bengu mo ko honno kanko yiruno dum fop ko andama wonda on haali do wondama ko kanko wonno neddo mo andama kanko dogayno ya ara bimbi e kikire jamma e nyaloroma dépension fo ko kanko fawino fo ko wonno joni ko honno kanko yiruno dum gila o faami wondema joni be tagi on tumal be faala on nabude suudu nyaawre pour be nyaawon kanko ko honno yiruno dum ko honno dum wayi e makko.
My wife, that day when she came, even the shoes she wore, because the way she left the home in fear, the shoes she wore were not the same. There were two different shoes she wore on her legs that day when she arrived at the place. She went to somebody called Alassane and borrowed some money from Alassane to buy credit so that she will be calling me continuously. She didn't know where I was because they had taken me immediately to the courthouse in Brikama. Then she was calling until she knew where the courthouse was. Then she came to the courthouse. I was sitting there for some time until a little bit later, some protocol officers came from Banjul with their vehicles. They also arrived on the scene.
Mr. Barry, can you tell us how you felt? I mean, your accident occurred in 2002.
Yeah, Mr. Barry, you joined that way halande imbe honno yiruda dum sabu accident ma on ko hitande 2002 du wadi. Yon am ko honno dum yiruda dum gila be nabuma suudu nyaawerde.
You did not receive any assistance from the driver who caused the accident, Dawda Sane, or the state?
Hebani ballal immorgal hay goto surtout Dawda Sane mo andandama wonde kanko wadum wadi o accident e ma so hebani ballal kadi immora sengo lamungu.
When you were taken to the Banjulding hospital, your wife had to pay for the ambulance that took you to RVTH.
Gilanda manapanoda accident on wadi bena uma Banjulunding kalobudan don bengumo be ituno mudi be sodi isas pour wada ka ambulance.
You got to the RVTH, you had to pay for the blood that was used for your operation.
Gilanda ma hewduda kalobudan jano Banjulu on yobuno mudi kadi pour wa on sodu de jijam.
You had to pay for all the medical expenses, the drugs, as well as the treatment that you received at the RVTH.
On yobuno kadi dépense ko watte kon fo fi lekkeje den ko kanyuma operation ko wonno don ka lobidani jana don woni RVTH.
And this was during a time where you had lost your only source of income, your vehicle had been completely destroyed, and you were evicted from your home.
Dum ko wattu hebino mo andama wondama on wasi moto mongon te be itti on kadi suudu ka hudu don kadi.
The driver of the vehicle was not prosecuted for any crime.
Driver wadu do dum ma o nanga ka sako nabe suudu nyaawirdu ko bade ko wadi kon.
Even though he admitted in your presence as well as in the presence of all the soldiers and police officers that he was the one that was at fault.
Do dum kay kanko tigi o jabi wondama ko kanko wadi de bade e ma de o jabi tawndema tigi wondama ko kanko wadi no dum te o hay dum o nyaawa ka e do dum kadi.
To add insult upon injury, you were here now being prosecuted.
Yoni ko dum woni misal wondama beyda yennore e dow musendi dum misal ko dum wadu be waduma do. And
this was after 13 years, from 2002 to 2015.
ɗum no heɓi duuɓi sappo e tati ko ɗum woni 2002 ha 2015.
How did you feel about that?
An ko honno ɗum yiru honno ɗum wayi e ma e gurdal ma?
tawi ko musendi e mettere ɓernde e mijagol aɗen yiiɗo e aduna.
It caused hardship, unhappiness, suffering, and all type of vices on me.
Are you ready to proceed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
It has been really hard for me.
Baminatika courthouse lenyande.
The minute I went into that courthouse that day, I looked around. I cannot even cite the driver who caused all this trouble. It was only me, plus those people who were all standing there against me. Then I said to myself, oh my God, you are the leader of everything. These people are not the owners of this court. I said to Allah, look, whatever is good for me, please do that for me. That's the time I went inside the courthouse. When I went in, they called me to come and stand inside the box. There was one officer called Jiba who was having a file which he placed in front of the council, and they called me to come into the box.
Excuse me, Mr. Barry. Mr. Jiba, who was he?
Oh, Mr. Jiba, kanko ko homdungo wonno, kanko wonno hondu.
Monko prosecutor the courthouse on Brikama.
He was one of the prosecutors in the courthouse there at Brikama.
Were you being represented at the time by anybody?
Da onong on hebuno darantoro mo.
No, apart from the Almighty Allah.
Do you remember Mr. Jiba's first name?
Oh, Mr. Jiba, don maniti inde makonde.
And what police station he came from?
Te ko police station hombo kadi o gollay no.
Onko Brikama police station no woni kono kanko hay hajjoni mo Brikama courthouse.
He was at the Brikama police station, but up to now, he's still at the Brikama courthouse.
And you said he placed his file before the council. Which council are you referring to?
The
we are of file or yes or council onko council ombo no.
Andi lawyer be gono ara don waldo go himbe ko ma kesiji ben councilor be jodi be don e duma makko en magistrate on dal.
Well, I cannot call any names, but there was a time when some councillors used to come to the courthouse. They used to help people, but these were the councillors who came in, plus the magistrate who was at the courthouse by then.
You said that you were arraigned before the High Court. Do you know whether it's the High Court or the Magistrate Court?
We are bedarnima e yoso nyawore. Ko High Court o wonno wala ko Magistrate Court o wonno?
Magistrate Court.
It was the Magistrate Court.
do you remember the magistrate who was in charge of your case?
Awawa siftunarde hombo magistrate o wonno mo anduɗa ko on wonno magistrate on ɗon ñawore.
Ko Nigerian jo kono mi anda inde makko nden.
He was a Nigerian, but I cannot call his name.
Tell us what happened.
Joni halam men ko hono ñawore nde yaari.
Mi naati ka box nder ton.
When I went into the box,
Ɓingo an ari jooɗi yeeso am ni.
my wife came and sat in front of me.
On said, Magistrate o wilam,
That's the time when the magistrate said to me,
yo Abdoulaye Barry?
"Are you Abdoulaye Barry?"
Minimo yes.
I said yes.
O wi wo kaydeji ɗi o ndaari ɗe la jonni false information on the government. I don't know, nguurbi dal.
When he looked at those papers, he said to me, "You have been accused of giving false information against the state."
Minimo sir,
I said to him, "Sir,"
which type of false information?
I asked him, "What type of false information is that?"
Minima, first of all, no one should be bail you.
First, he told me, first of all, nobody will bail you. Nobody should bail you.
Why?
I asked him why.
He said, no one should bail you. Them remind.
That's the time when he told me that no one should bail you and you are going to remain.
Mi dari hari kwangal amusi lang kono haidu mi andali mi inimo magistrate wanila nam.
I stood up. At least my leg was so painful. It was paining me seriously. But I was even aware of that pain at the instant. I said to him, "Mr. Magistrate," he said yes.
Inimo be yimbe dari be yasoma be jodi be do fop is a fake document be jogi.
I told him, all these people standing here in front of you, they all have fake papers with them.
What do you mean?
He asked me, "What do you mean by that?"
Minimum, I have one document only. If I show to you, maybe you do something.
I told him that I have only one document. If you want, I can show it to you. Maybe if you read and understand it, you will do something else.
We court right.
He got up and stood and said, "Oh, we hold him."
Court rise.
Court rise. He said, "Let the court rise."
Office Mako.
He called me into his office.
Yaltini, my medical report.
I took out my medical report.
This document of Abadou Conte and Ombudsman and Human Rights.
I took out all the documents which I collected from Badu Conte and the Human Rights Office.
Hold them up.
I showed them to him.
Ondari.
I placed them on the table. He started looking at these documents. When he was ready, I packed all these documents and returned them into my bag.
False document.
I told him all the documents that these people brought and the ones they have are all false documents. I told him, if you take me to remind,
you will regret it.
You will regret it.
Have nothing.
I have nothing.
Have my barom.
Apart from my creator.
We okay.
He said okay.
He
went out.
Courthouse.
And went into the courthouse. He got up and again we all sat down.
Mr. Barry is granted bail.
Then he said, "Mr. Barry has been granted bail." And all those officers standing there, they started looking at one another. That's the time where Jiba, the policeman, asked the magistrate, "Wow, how did this come about?" Then the magistrate said no.
Next adjournment
and the magistrate told him that the next adjournment day you will know what has transpired here.
And Mr. Barry, before we move on to the next adjournment day, you have supplied us with the charges before the Birkama Magistrates Court, and it is titled Inspector General of Police versus Abdoulaye Barry, and dated.
Mr. Barry, do en yahude ton ajonni men do kaydi ndin ko dum andandama wondema ko ndin kaydi be tegunoma tumangal te tumangal keson ko hakkundama e yesojo police ajon du wete Inspector General of Police versus Abdoulaye Barry.
Mr. Barry, you look like you're in pain. Would you like us to take a break now?
It's all right.
Because I wanted us just to finish because we don't have much to go,
Yeah.
even though it's after the lunch break. Should we just continue?
Yeah.
Continue.
Thank you. The charge sheet is dated the 22nd day of October 2015, and it is signed by the prosecuting officer for the IGP.
Tumangal kayde nden ko lewru octobre balɗe mum nogas e ɗiɗi 2015 te signe ɗon ndi noon ko mo signide dow inde inspector general of police on.
And Mr. Chairman, before I would like to read something from it, but before that I would just like to tender it first into evidence as Exhibit 130. Exhibit 130P. Mr. Barry,
Yeah.
I would just like to read.
Before I grant that request, can you repeat that again? You said 1303?
P.
Oh, P.
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
please.
My apologies. The request granted.
P for Peter.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Barry, I will just read out the statement of offense and the particulars of offense.
Yeah,
You were charged with 2 counts of offenses.
Mr. Barry joni o falama jangande tumangal ko be tuma ko woni tumi ɗiɗi ɓe tumuma.
The first count was giving false information to a public officer contrary to Section 114 of the Criminal Code, Cap 10, 01, Volume 3, Revised Edition, 2009, Laws of the Gambia.
Tumal folongal ɓe jonnumagal ko ɗum woni jonnugol kibar mo andanawa neɗɗo mo andana wona kibar heeɓiɗo te ɗum ɗon luwa leydi ndin e jaɓani ɗum.
The particulars of offense stated that Abdoulie Barry, for that you did in the year 2012 at Banjul.
Affaire no yar non ko ɗum woni an Abdoulie Barry a waɗi ɗum e hitande nde ɓeeta 2012 sara witende Banjul.
And diverse places in the Republic of the Gambia, you wrote a petition letter to the office of the President of the Republic of the Gambia.
Ɗum no heɓi Banjul e nder ko taare kon Banjul e nder leydi Gambia ɗo.
Alleging that your vehicle registration number BJL 4459B had an accident with a state guard vehicle.
Wiɗa wondema moto ma on BJL 4499B o heɓi accident kañum e moto state house.
Registered number BJL 2437A.
Kañum e moto mo hawrondon ko ɗum woni 2437A kon moto o hawrondiri.
And you sustained serious injuries, which information you knew or believed to be false and not true, and therefore you committed an offense.
Gila ɗum waɗi o accident waɗi an e hoorema Abdoulie Barry a heɓuno e gañande muusude e ɓanndu maɗum te ɗum ko a haali ɗi haalaji konnguli ɗi haalɗaɗo ko konnguli ɗi andanama wonde wona konnguli heɓiɗi wona konnguli dariɗi wona goonga e dow ɗum a bonni luwa on.
Count 2 of the statement of offense reads, attempt to commit felony contrary to Section 365 of the Criminal Code, Cap 1001, Volume 3, Revised Laws of the Gambia, 2009.
Tumal ɗimmalngal ko ɗum woni e heɓi anni on pour waɗugol ko boni ko andandama wonde ɗum kadi luwa leydi ndin jaɓani ɗum ɗon e ko ɗum tumaɗa.
Particulars of offense of that particular statement of offense states, Abdoulie Barry, for that you did in the year 2012 at Banjul and diverse places in the Republic of the Gambia.
Tumal ɗimmalngal ko ɗum woni on Abdoulie Barry hitande nde ɓe wiyata 2012 e nder saare Banjul.
You unlawfully attempted to extort money from the President of the Republic of the Gambia.
An Abdoulie Barry ay dow anniyema heɓi anniyam pour jaɓugol mbuuɗi e jungo e lanɗo wonnoro ɗo on ɗum woni Yaya Jammeh.
Through one Dawda Sane.
Immora e waaji goto wiyeteɗo Dawda Sane.
As compensation for the injuries you sustained from an accident.
Ɗum wonanama ɓuɓɓinugol ɓernde immora e Dawda Sane ko andanama wondema wiɗa ko tampere ko heɓuɗa kon e on accident.
Allegedly involving a state guard vehicle, thereby you committed an offense.
Wiɗa ɗum no heɓuno accident mo andandama wonde no hawrondiri moto ma on kañum e moto state guard ɗum woni moto mo andana mo immori ka galle men laamorɗe to e dow ɗum konguli ɗi andanda wona konguli ɗi dariɗi wona konguliji gonga e dow ɗum a bonni luwa o.
These were the offenses that you were charged with before the Birkama Magistrates Court in 2015.
Ko ɗi woni 15?
Yes.
Ko ɗi woni tuume ɗe andanda ko ɗi tuume ɓe tagi e hoore ma ko ɗe tuume tagadi ɓe naɓi naɓirma suudu ñaawirdu ɗum woni Birkama Magistrates Court suudu ñaawirdu wondu Birkama ndun e hitande nde wiyeta 2015.
And despite the fact that Officer Dambale, who was the officer in charge of the case, knew an accident occurred and had investigated it.
E dow ɗum ñaawña officer Dambele ɗum woni police ajo wiyeteɗo Dambeli mo andi case on no yaari noon te o lijjintini case on.
You had submitted a medical report to the police, which they had misplaced subsequently, but you have admitted here in evidence.
Kono a jonnunomi to police ɓen medical report ɗum woni ka l'hôpital ɗo kaydi ndi ɓe jonnunano ka l'hôpital ɗo te a jonno police ɓen ɓe wima ndi majji te kono a jaɓi ɗum ka joɗiɗa ɗo ka commission ɗo yeeso ɗo.
Dawda Sane had also admitted responsibility for the accident.
te Dawda Sane kanko tigi e tawndema o jaɓi wondema dongal ngal accident o ko kanko yani ko kanko toñuma e accident on o jaɓi ɗum e tawndema.
Despite all of that, you are now being charged for giving false information to the president that this particular accident occurred.
E dow ɗum ɗon fof ko haala ko andandema no laaɓi ko seedeyagal laaɓugal e hoorema e fi accident on kono e dow ɗum ñaawña ɓe ƴetti tugal e tegguma ɓe tegi tumal e hoorema e ɓe ƴettima ɓe naɓuma ko suudu ñaawirdu ñaawugol ma wigol wondema a jonni kibar ɗum woni lanɗo leydi on kibar mo andandema wona kibar heeɓiɗo ko tappaleyagal.
Can you tell us how you felt about that?
Joni nda hiɗa wawi haalande yimɓe e ma gila ɗum fof fawi e hoorema ko honno an yiruɗa ɗum e hoorema.
Mi tawi andi sibi goɗɗo no mari dole ala dole.
I looked at the affairs as somebody. I am somebody who is powerless, and these people had powers, all the sort of powers they need. They just wanted to do anything with me. But with the help of Allah, I was able to retain some papers with me, which I was able to show for my defense. Well, these are the papers I showed the magistrate. After he read these papers, he granted me bail. And with the help of my wife and somebody else, they bailed me and I came out.
Mr. Badu.
That's the time when I ran back to Mr. Badu. I explained everything to him again.
Is that Badu Conte?
Badu Conte.
Yes.
And
that's the time he said, "Hey, Barry, this is what they've done to you."
Don't worry.
He told me, "Don't worry, I will stand for you."
You need to pass me direct office of Ombudsman.
He gave me fare to go home, but from there I went direct to the office of the Ombudsman.
You told me Ali Senegambia Human Rights Center Anna Foster Secretary Macom.
From there, from the Ombudsman's office, I came direct to the office of the Human Rights. I came to the office of the Human Rights. Then I didn't find Hannah Foster there that day, but I found her secretary in the office.
Okay.
She said, okay, she will pass the information to Madam Foster.
You following next adjournment by Ari.
And I went home to wait for the next adjournment day, which day I went back again.
Protocol about the 17 or 18 of them.
When I arrived there, there were about 17 of them, protocol officers plus the other people who came for the case. When they saw my people behind me, then this was some sort of a shock to them.
I'm not well joined, but I joined case on Kadi.
And that day, well, they said, okay, we will adjourn the case again till another day.
May I next adjournment Kadi?
We went home and came back on the next adjournment date.
Can we go back before we get to the next adjournment date? Why were they shocked when they saw your people behind you, and who are you referring to by your people?
Si awi wondema gila yahudon ɓe yi yimɓe ma ɓe mbawma ɗum mettuno ɓe ɓernde ha ko homɓe won ɓe yimɓe ma ɓe wonɗa yide fimu
Badou Conte.
They saw Badou Conte.
Together with assistant Mako Akim.
They saw him with his assistant called Akim.
Office of Ombudsman.
And somebody came also from the office of the Ombudsman. And somebody also came from the office of the Human Rights. So when they saw these people all behind me, this is what shocked them.
Why was this shocking to them?
They didn't think that I will be able to gather such people from such offices to come for my defense.
Please go ahead.
Well, the next adjournment date, when we came and the case was called and we started, Badou sat down, he was writing what was being said with the other Nigerian. Somebody said that, well, as far as their boss has not come to the court, they will adjourn it again till another day.
Around 17 to 18 people, about almost 4 people.
Well, when this case started, 17 to 18 people were coming. But towards the end of the case, only 4 people were appearing for the case. Badou told me that, Barry, don't worry. I will leave my assistant, the Nigerian, to always sit by you.
Second to last adjournment
Well, we were there until the last, second to the last adjournment day. Formally, 4 people were coming, but that day only 2 people appeared for the prosecution. Then among these 2 people who came, one of them was a protocol officer who called me and told me, Barry, come and let's see.
Johnny o walla lan goddum o jonala ma wana sola moto mi gita fi o case
o wada hodum
wi o jonala lan goddum haysi ko mi sodu moto ngo kunni mi wigita fi case din o wila on hala.
That protocol officer told me, now I want you to forget about this case. I'll give you something so that you can buy a small car, then you will forget about this whole case. I told him, go and tell Badou Conte.
So, Mr. Barry, after they realized that you were not so powerless and helpless as they thought you were, they tried to negotiate with you.
Joni ina wa ini gila be kambe kadi tigi be faami e hoore mabbe kambe tigi wondema be yi wondema an wona kadi wona neddo mo andanda ma wondema ala wona neddo mo ala dole te hida jogi kadi gonga on be fewji pour joni be yewtida e ma pour ndaron ko honno wallinirton affaire on.
Yeah, by ono dilan
yes. That's why I'm sure they called me to negotiate with me.
When
he called and told me that they will give me something so that I can buy a small car, I told him, no, go and tell Badou Conte. Then that's the time when he went to the other person, the other protocol officer that he came with, and said to him in Mandinka, this man doesn't want anything. Then I got up and went to Akim, and I told Akim, as far as the case has been adjourned, let's go home. I went to Badou Conte in his office. I explained to Badou that one of these protocol officers called me and told me that they will give me something to buy a small car so that I can forget this case. But I told him to come and see you.
Badu konte ni ajarama bari ko dun benta netto si goddo wallete anda horema sa jabuno dun don harana bonnino fi horema hande.
Badu Conte told me, thank you very much. This is how a responsible person should act. If you had agreed to that proposal, you would have spoiled everything for yourself.
Men woni on adjournment don alla wadi election on futti.
That's how things were going on, adjournment after adjournment, until when the election, when we reached time for the election. I was going up and down until time for elections. And it happened that now they have disappeared and I'm still around.
Who has disappeared?
Kombe maji, kombe yehi.
Ya jamme imbe makoben fo be yahide.
Yeah, James people who were coming to the courthouse, none of them appeared at the end. They all disappeared, and I'm still around.
Joni last amount baji onoto de jiba onodi lambrikama.
The last day, the last adjournment day, Baji, the man Baji called Baji, called me.
Jiba.
Sorry, Jiba called me.
Ya jamme yahi e imbe makoben.
As far as they have all gone away, yeah, James people.
Jiba nodi lambrikama.
Jiba called me in Brikama.
William Mr. Barry Johnny case alako mi joka hande kadi aru sana o kaidi jido the case is finished.
Then Jiba told me to come to Brikama. There is no case against you now, but you have to come and sign these papers in Brikama.
So, Mr. Barry, the state did not bring a case against you. This case was brought by Jame personally. So when he was no longer around, it just died.
Joni hino wa ini Mr. Barry case alamu andandama wandama hino fawi e horema imori sengo lamugo case mo fayon horema ko duwoni ko sengo yaya jamme imori gilandema yaya jamme alano do joni o yehi tan ke duwoni case o mai o itti o itama e horema awa.
Is that your position?
Ndako dum wiida.
Yeah, joni jiba o wi mi sayno kaydi jang mi innema wonto ID card bengwan e ID card beldo lan on o dabbi to joni telan.
Well, when Jiba told me this, I said, okay, where is my wife's ID card and the person who bailed me, where is that ID card also? That's the time when Jiba brought out this ID card and gave it to me. This is the time he gave me these papers in his office, and I signed them and I went home.
What date was this?
I cannot remember all this.
But it was after the change of government.
Yes, this was after the change of government.
So you were basically saved by the change of government.
Yes, that's how things went. And it was the time when I started breathing normally, and I can eat normally now, and I am free.
So this was a sigh of relief.
Yes, this is what happened. I can only say that thanks to Allah. It was with Allah's help that I was able to come out of this case. All what happened to me from when I had this problem up to date, up to the time I went to court, I was in a problem. But now, thanks to Allah, everything has now passed.
And after all your long years of suffering, how do you feel now today, being able to tell your story before the commission?
Joni hino wa ini de di dubi yawdu no di dum fo tampere ko tampuda ko ngo yaha ara on habe na umasuru nyaawore ha hande ka wondan do hida jodi yeso commission ko honno yiruda e ho yenno yiruda horema.
Kono mi eta commission on.
What I am going to say to the commission,
Akimi wulido.
Yesterday I cried here.
Wulali fi goɗɗum komi wulli ko fi ko gonga ko jokkuɗon kon wallugo minen ɓe ala dole ɓen.
What made me cry was not because of my powerlessness, but is because of the justice and the truth that we are seeking to establish really went into me.
ɗum wullini hanki.
That's what made me cry yesterday.
nde kadi mi wulli ɗo.
And today also I cried.
anitinila gonga on honto woni.
Because you people showed me where is the truth.
ɗum wullinira.
That's what made me cry.
mineta commission.
What I am going to tell the commission.
yalla naɓiron yeeso.
May Allah add your powers and take everything forward.
walla on darano on holla on laabi moƴƴuɗi.
May Allah help you to continue on the path of the truth so that you can establish any truth, all the truth that you are seeking.
ayna on.
May Allah protect all of you.
e ɓe ngure mon fof moɗon on jooɗiɓe ɗo.
With all your families, all the commissioners and the legal team, may Allah protect all of you with your families.
on jarama boy Allah yoɓon ko moƴƴi.
I am extending my sincerest thanks to all of you. May Allah reward all of you also whatever you want for yourselves.
Amen, and thank you, Mr. Barry. We're happy that you feel vindicated.
a jarama min kadi min weltike ankadi min weltike a holliri ɗo wondema ankadi ɓerdema firtike joni ko haɓɓino kon e ma.
And that we have created a platform that you could come and tell your story.
min udditiri ɗo dambugal ngal andanɗama wondema a ari ɗo a jooɗike yeeso amen e yeeso aduna on fof a haali caɗele ko hippino kon e hoorema.
And the whole world now knows that you were the truthful one, that you were on the path of truth, and that the state was basically the one who was lying all along.
Nini ka wonɗo aduna on fof andi wondema ko aw wonno e gonga on e laamu ngu wonno e fenande nden laaɓi aduna on fof joni ka wonɗo.
Right. And Mr. Chairman, that is all for the witness, but we just want to tender 2 documents before we end it. And that is a medical report that is dated the 13th day of December, 2004. And we would like to tender that as Exhibit 130Q. There's another there's another witness statement as well, obtained from the witness, Abdoulie Barry, by the police. And would like to tender that as Exhibit 130R. Thank you.
Council request granted. But if I can take you back to the statement of charges that you read out, was that submitted as an exhibit? If not, or if it is, can you just give me the date of the statement of charges? And the related question to that for you is the closure in the magistrate court concerning the case there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It has been exhibited as 130P, and it's dated the 22nd day of October, 2015. We will send a copy of the charge sheet to you so you can have a look. In relation to closure, it looks like the case died a natural death, as far as the witness has said.
Thank you. And remark that Jammeh brought the case in his personal capacity. The charge statement doesn't say that, does it?
Yes, I believe that was my own spin on it, Chairman. But what I wanted to say was that Jammeh was using the state, perhaps to persecute the witness. Because in essence, in theory, it was the state against him. But then, you know, in fact, or in practicality, it was Jammeh against the state, because after he left, nothing happened, and it died.
Many thanks for that clarification. Thank you very much. Your request for the exhibit numbers given them, 130P, that's granted.
Thank you very much. I will now hand over the witness to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Barry, your resilience is extraordinary. How 13 months of, or 13 years of saga, that things that you had gone through, is remarkable. I'm sorry that you had to endure so much for it to come to this kind of a conclusion. But anyway, Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate.
Mr. Barry, munyangal ma ko munyuɗa kon na timen gonga men ji'i ko wawɗa kon men ji'i ko munyaɗa kon ɗum fof men ji'i an ka neɗɗo mo anduɗa a wawi muñal kono ha joni meɗen wiyama accu hakke ko leydi ko laamu ngu fawama kala ko tampere mo yiɗa kono e dow ɗum fof Allah wallima ha joni o lotima ha a laaɓima joni ha joni miɗen wiyama mas e tampere ma nde.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Kinte, you have the floor, please.
Jarama tigi ko Commissioner Kinte falama lamdude joni.
Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Barry.
Oui, assalamu alaikum, Mr. Barry.
Be hakke dani la banko to yala jarabol menu kela.
Oui, mboni nyagama inde leydi ndi tampere mo anduɗa ko ɗum e caɗele goɗɗe ɗen mo anduɗa ɗum no fawa e dow ma.
Ani accident men soto ay mantoro mella e kan ani la dimbal.
Tampere ko nattuɗa on gila heɓɗa o accident ay ɓe ngure ma.
Beñim manta be on tala fanan ke jayi la bambangola ani la dankene ala sabatola ñin sanji tanin sabo be kono.
We are still telling you thank you for your resilience and what you were able to bear within all these 13 years after the accident took place.
Men bente bulu kumoto wala munyindi ko ñun ko ye tumi ni mon sakundale be ñola.
Wi kanko ko jogi gon ko faala ko haalde be wi wondema ko tuumal ko be tiki e hoore ma be wi wonno ko angel laamu ngu wonno e ñaawde.
Molu ka fali mansa kunda kono le bar mansa kunda o be jere doron ko Gambia be jere doron nyame ani Gambia dingol.
People change in the government, but the government is always here. But it is the people who come and go. But the government is and the country is always here.
Wi gonga laamu sansoto kono yimbe ben sansoto kono laamu sansota ko yimbe ben sansoto e ha ara kono laamu ngun hare ko laamu woto ko laamu tan laamu goto ngun dari don ko yimbe ben sansoto e ha ara.
Andon bring mansa kunda dabula je ya bondi Dauda Sane bulu ya ketati.
When the government intervened and took the case from Dauda Sane and they made it a government case against you.
Wi gilanda laamu ngun jetti case on e jungo Dauda Sane be wadi be jogingu kamete be hije be jetti case on be wadi hoore case mabbe.
Ni nata murne ka fo ko be case withdraw la ninte munu ni la loyalu albe balanda la ni mansa e tenteng ye mansa e Jonya Saharingola.
If it was me, when they said they were going to withdraw the case, I would have insisted and refused and said no, so that when it goes like that, they will compensate you something which will be very good for you. That's what I would have done if it was me.
Wi kanko dal no yiri affaire on siku tawno ko kanko wonno e case on be ari e makko be yi wondema joni men fala yaltinde case on du woni men fala itude case on o wi be ala continue nge ñaawere nden si me yehi hambe alibibe be fotuma yobude kalisi ko andana ko timmi ko andana bubbinte bernde ko non fotno yaade kanko dal o wi kanko ko non o yiri affaire o anda anko hono yiruda dum
yo baraka
a jaram.
Thank you. If there are no further Deputy Chair, you have the floor, please.
Jokkudo chairman o fala malamdude.
Thank you very much, witness. I want to know, how old are your children?
Yo fala andude sukabe maben ko honno be tolni ko jubi maben ko honno tolnori.
Jamono on site ko mebuno accident on hari Abdoulie ko mo dubi jego.
Well, at the time of the accident, Abdoulie ko on woni biddo mawdo ma on. My first child was 5 to 6 to 7 years. The second child, the female daughter, my female daughter.
Anga Abdoulie ko 94 jibina.
Abdoulie was born in 1994.
Aratu 97.
Hombo?
97.
My daughter was born in 1997.
Yeah, jibina year 2000.
And the last one was born in the year 2000. They were the 3 children I got initially, but I had an extra 2 children after them. The small ones, tokoso ben ko dubi jelu hebe. The elder one is 12 years and the younger one is 9 years.
Now, the other question is in relation to the apprentice and the passengers who were coming off the car. Do you know what happened to them?
Landa ko limmongol ko woni apprenti ma kanyum e client be ma wonno be ngade modo be nda anduno ko hondum kadi honno ben don fiima be sakkitori.
Client jang on dal mi tali on don hande kadi on debbo kono apprenti yon on mo yeya bui syndicat ka marsega.
Well, about the lady who got injured, and I didn't see her again from that day. But my apprentice is around. He is now a trader at the Sandika market.
Thank you very much.
Ajara.
Thank you. Imam Jallo, you have the floor, please.
Imam Jallo, Commissioner Imam Jallo kadi wol mo arde landa ko.
Mr. Barry.
Oui, Mr. Barry.
Mi fala malanda de pular.
I want to ask you in Fula.
Andi aya jokki nyawone den en gorgu mada ha Allah okkima gonga.
You followed this case from the beginning, the trial, up to the end of it. You followed it as a man.
Allah walima be accitima e kala kan.
Allah helped you up to the end and they left everything with you.
We fala andude.
I want to know.
Arutino ka badu konte halnamo fika hala ka kanko o kanima hakkille goddo e fika hala.
Did you go back to Badu Conte to explain the matter to him so that he can give you another idea, or how did it end? Didn't you go to him again?
Argolanga kako kis
Hani owi gila halaka gila bedo acci halaka e jungoma aruttuno ka Badu Conte halanimo no be acciri nyawongol e jungoma walla
ya Badu Conte mo tawa non de nyande mi iwi to mi detti ID card nyande mi aron haka Badu Conte mi halani ambuso mi halani be abe fu mabbe wonde mate ko ni yare.
Yes, yeah. Badu Conte in fact was at the courthouse that day when everything was ended. In fact, the day they gave me my wife's ID card and the guy who bailed me, they gave me his ID card too. I came back with Badu Conte to his office, I narrated everything to him, and I went to the Human Rights Office to inform them how the case ended, and I went to the Ombudsman too to inform them how the case ended.
Because kondenyande Badu Conte konkadi o detti file mo won la windande on no question yari fo joni la wi maro wasi alla no andine mo dum do are.
Well, it was that day that Badu Conte wrote everything and ended everything. He wrote everything in a file. He put all these documents in a file and gave it to me and told me to keep this file. Maybe one day you will be able to need these documents in this file.
Okay.
That's the file and the documents I brought here, which I passed to the commission. Thank you very much. May Allah reward you.
Thank you. There are no further questions. Mr. Barry, if you have any final remarks to make, please proceed to do so now.
Joni Mr. Barry kawondo commission be hay gor ala e landegel ko be landato ma joni kawondo e hala kan rutinama e ma sida mari ankade ko jogoto da jogida ko hala na libi de dinding e da way e fuddade hala udda hala ma kam
ndo pendo andi gonga si alla imani kama wallo goma ko lawol labungol hollete.
Well, as things happen, if Allah is ready to help you, Allah will always guide you and put you on the right track.
Allah addi o commissioner ha mi hewti do mi hetti hande gonga.
It was Allah which brought about this commission, which brought me here to come and sit in front of this commission and narrate my story.
Hande Allah komi wiya kon wadi wide commission on jarama yalla yob on ko moƴƴi.
Well, I have nothing else to tell the commission apart from saying to you, Thank you very, very much. May Allah reward you all what you wish for yourselves. At this present moment, my children are still small and there is nothing that they can do for themselves and for me and the family. But Allah helped me. I have attained the age of 63 years. Well, what I will say at this stage is that, well, I have nothing else to say. Now I have reached the age which now I can say I'm just waiting for Allah's decision, whatever He wants to do with me.
Because komi gollaino komi wonno suka komi walaino try fop ko fino mi hibira foundation mi walira pa ko anko sibe mawne heba ko be jogo kono oyi no yari joni komi jogino kon yahi temporary bawa.
All what I was hustling and trying and struggling was to build a foundation for my children, to be able to do something for my family. When they grow up, they will have somewhere to lean on, they will have something to go by. This is what I was struggling to attain for my family. But everything has been shattered. My life has been shattered, and now I was unable to do anything for my family up to this very point. Now, there is nothing I can do for them except what Allah has created or what Allah has ordained for me and my family. Apart from that, there is nothing else I can do.
Joni fayda kolomi hatata commission on ni la jarna be ha joni kolomi mi wawani be yel ko Allah nyaawi arta horan hande kadi o yo ardu e jam fiir pay ko anko no mi ibarano be fi aduna mabbe hande kadi ko goddo no jonni la moto hay dogi ngo fayna fendo mi fiiji dum kono so lan dogina ko fi no me hebira dépenser lan e suudu loi sa joni.
Yes, at this point I hebi moto joni.
Yes.
Yes, at this point, all what I am doing is somebody took pity on me and gave me a vehicle which I am driving, because I have not wholly recovered. But as far as I have a family, and some of them are still small, I cannot sit down like that. This is why I'm still driving, trying to get something for my family, trying to to earn a living for myself and my family. Thanks to Allah, as far as I am in this condition and I'm trying to earn a living for that family, I will continue as Allah has decided for me. So still, what I can say is thanks to Allah and this commission. Thank you very much. May Allah reward all of you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Barry. Your great intentions for your own future and the future of your family had been hijacked by the state.
Jarama tigi bari. Imuno pro etana beungurema besnguma fof. Afudino etade mo anduda. Afala wadande yimbe mabe e family ma ko mojjani be. Wiida afala dumen darinde foundation kono dum fo yakkama. Kono ha joni meden wiyama a jarama ka neddo mo anduda ado tiidi te non haysi wona tampere fawdo e dowma ka neddo mo anduda ado hebi miijo moƴƴo ado hebi anniya moƴƴo tenen e dow dum fow ado eto ha joni pour walla yimbe maben e dow dum meden wiyama a jarama ankala a etima a hebi darde mo anduda ka halliminen ka neddo moƴƴo.
It's amazing that you haven't given up and you don't look like you're going to give up. You're still a young man. There's a great future ahead of you.
Jaramatigi men yirima ni ka neddo manduda aparani accude ko waday no da kon afala kontinde pour ado eta pour yimbe maben ado eta pour horema e bengurema e besnguma e dum fof men jii dum tenon meden andi aparani accude ko wawda wadde kon so e do dum non meden wiyama ha joni eto ko Allah addata jango ko Allah rek andi ɗum eto ha joni minen kala meɗen jarama.
Thank you very much indeed to come and testify before the Commission on accounts that are very difficult to even think about, let alone narrate it to the whole world.
Jarama tigi a jaɓi pour ara ɗo haalana commission o tampere ma e caɗele mo annduɗa a nattiye ɗin caɗele ha Allah waɗi Allah wallima a yaltiye ɗin caɗele ha hande ni aɗo dari aɗo eto e dow ɗum noon meɗen wiyama a jarama tigi an kala e meɗen duwanoma an kala yo Allah walle kala ko falɗa kon yo Allah webin ɗum e jungo ma.
Thank you very much indeed. We will end our morning proceedings this afternoon, and then we'll resume at 3:30. That is okay. Thank you, Mr. Barry. Meeting is adjourned.